questions from our esteemed judges' comments. Dr. Breslin, would you like to start this comment section?
Sure. First of all, congratulations on a great performance. I really enjoy the fact that you listen very intensely to what you're doing and you're super focused on the music and the performance. And there's such a lot of great detail in here that you've obviously planned and thought about. There's a very good sense of contrast and imagination and clear character. So these are all really good things. I wanted to point out a couple of really small things. We don't have a whole lot of time to go into a lot of detail, but something that strikes me that you could look at would be the length of your staccatos, the length of your articulation in general, actually. There's a lot in this piece that I would say they are quarter notes before they are staccato, right? So all I mean by that is that, the duration of the note impacts how short it can be. And that's particularly exposed whenever it's a repeated note, like in the first measure. It's particularly exposed because of the repeated note, what the articulation is, and I would encourage you to maybe sing it a little bit more before releasing it. On the same note, same topic, sometimes the slurs are really crisp and clear, but I wonder if they could be a little bit more vocal, not be so suddenly flipped at the end of, you know what I mean, in a group of two. Yeah. Don't be so short on the second note of the group of two. And then be especially careful of the shape whenever you're doing scales, that you kind of follow through towards where you want to be and then come back again rather than just running up the accenting the top and then dropping again. So these are just a couple of suggestions and observations. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Breslin. Dr. Hu, would you also give more comments? Thank you.
First of all, wonderful performance. I really like how sensitive you are. There's a lot of color changes, and I do feel like you really try to plan out how you want to present the piece. So thank you so much. Just a couple small suggestions. I think first is actually like the previous comment that my colleague already talked about. It's the articulation. For Mozart, it's very important to think about how do you want to play the staccatos, and each staccato should sound different. So that is something you can think about. And second, I think it's about the balance. I think sometimes your left hand is a little bit too loud when there's an actual melody on the right hand, and sometimes when the melody is on the left hand, then you should probably try to kind of adjust kind of your volume between both hands. And it's already very good, but I think this is something you can try to keep working on. And lastly, it's about the dramatic element. And for Mozart, it's very operatic. So I think this is something you can keep thinking about, even though it's just a sonata. But especially for this piece, there's a lot of cadenzas, there's a lot of these kind of surprising elements. You've already tried to think a lot, but I think you can try to think more to bring this piece more alive. But other than that, it's a very great performance, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Hu. Dr. Sekino, would you also add more comments? Thank you.
Sure, wonderful to hear you play this sonata. It's a great selection, and I really appreciate a lot of the details you're looking into. I think at moments you felt more free than some other moments, and that's a difficult thing because in this music, it's important to experiment to figure out what you want to do with different things. Also, many things come back many times also. But at the same time, this sense of surprise and sometimes suspense in sort of dramatic way is really important. That's very hard for us to do because we learn pieces and we practice a lot, so we know everything really well. At the same time, when the performance comes, things still have to surprise us. So that's kind of psychological element where you can have
you need to surprise yourself
as you play this piece more times. And I think the comment about thinking of this as not a piano piece, but sometimes as a singing piece, as opera, so maybe different people come into play, which makes it easier for us to imagine, oh, this person's speaking, now it's someone else speaking, then it makes us possible for us to change our gears in thinking also. I think maybe also need to think in terms of different instruments. So because on piano, many things can be one way because,
little.
it's the piano. But if you think singing or string players or wind instruments, they often don't do the staccato. They can't. They're the kind of staccato we can. That can have you possibly imagine different cuts to produce different nuances. But again, I heard you do that in many places, so I think you're already in a really great place, and very, very much enjoyed hearing you play. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sekino. So, thank you, Boheng, for playing. Now we'll be transitioning to our next.
Alright,
Maybe you could do.
okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.